of gold. Brought to you by Atlas Van Lines, the world's most complete moving service. By Budweiser, King of Beer. By Arthur B. Mears Sheet Metal Company of Dearborn, Michigan, leading supplier of fabricated metal facilities to the automotive and other industries. And by Plastic and Rubber Products Company, Parco of Ontario, California, maker of molded rubber products for industry and the nation's aerospace program. These engines are in no way like those you see in a car, yet they are built by the famous automobile manufacturer Rolls-Royce for World War II aircraft like the Mustang and the Spitfire. If this is confusing, let's take it a step further. These V-12 engines are no longer in planes, but in boats, and they still drive a propeller, but here in water. The boats are called unlimited hydroplanes. They're designed so that at top speeds, the only area touching the water is about the size of a man's handkerchief. Imagine speeds up to 160 miles an hour in a hydroplane that weighs 7,000 pounds, is 30 feet long, 12 feet wide, and has only 6 square inches touching the water. We're in San Diego for the final race of the American Powerboat Association Unlimited Hydroplane season, the APBA Gold Cup. All the top boats are here, but the Gold Cup is a special kind of race. Winning this race means everything to an owner, a driver, and his crew. For the crews of Mears Special and Miss Budweiser, this race is even more important. It will determine the national champion boat and driver for the year. There are 11 boats entered, all testing their equipment, looking to get into the race called Water Racing's World Series, the Grand Prix. Laird Pierce's Parco Ring Miss, a strong competitor, having trouble. Driver Norm Evans, out early this morning, has not been out since. They're changing to another engine. And what would the pits be like without the encouraging words of family and friends? The other boats seem ready, and one at a time, qualifying begins. There's Miss Budweiser on the water. Owners Barney Little and Tom Friedkin, proud of this boat's performance this year. Miss Budweiser has already won the Seattle Sea Fair and the Kentucky and Alabama Governor's Cups. Notre Dame qualifies next, driven by the youngest driver here, 23-year-old Leif Borgeson. After qualifying, Mr. P's crew continues to work. Parco Ring's crew ready to qualify, it seems. This fine racing team, which has tried hard to qualify, represents one of the nation's leading makers of molded rubber products. Some of its items are on the moon today, but its owner today concentrates on making the field at the Gold Cup. 8 boats have already qualified. Can the Parco be number 9? The Parco crew has worked hard. With only 20 minutes of qualifying time left, they seem to be ready. All eyes are on O-Ring Miss. Two more boats qualify, Seabears Pro and the Mears Special. Now the field is to 10 boats. The pressure is on. The Parco O-Ring crew hoping everything in this sophisticated piece of machinery will function properly. The clocks are ready, but today is not their day. Parco O-Ring Miss does not qualify, and there's no more time to try it again. This is the hardship of racing, to be there and not be able to race. Undaunted, Horner Pierce sets out to field a better entrant for the 1970 racing season for the unlimited hydroplanes. Clarko may even be represented by a brand new boat. Pierce is the type of owner who will not rest until he is on top. So at the end of the day, these are the boats qualified for the 1969 Gold Cup. Miss Budweiser, Atlas Van Lines, Mers Special, Miss Bardol, Miss U.S., Notre Dame, Pride of Pay and Fact, Save Air's Miss, Save Air's Probe, Mr. Pease. And remember, the race for the national championship between the two top boats has to be a thriller. Miss Budweiser, 5,375 points. Mers Special, 5,150 points. The drivers' meeting held the day before the race. Attendance is mandatory. Rules are questioned, detailed, explained. All questions are answered. The racing fraternity, good friends. It's a good time to unwind after a long week and before the big day. Three men are in the running for the coveted Drivers' Championship. Dean Chenoweth first, 5,150 points. Bill Munsey is second, 4,925 points. Bill Sterrett third, 4,875 points. A close race that will be determined by tomorrow's events. Now the drawing for the first heat of the 1969 Gold Cup. The first five boats are nearing the starting line to open the 1969 Gold Cup race. When the face of this clock goes completely black, it will be the official start of the first heat. Five boats making the run. Walter Cade in San Diego Miss, Bill Sterrett in Miss Budweiser, Bill Munsey in Miss U.S., Fred Alter in Miss Bardol, and Tommy Foltz in Pride of Pay and Fact. And if Foltz isn't too quick, it looks like he will grab the lead off the start. It's a good start. In second place, Miss U.S., third, Budweiser. Remember, these two drivers are the men battling it out for the National Driving Championship. Pay and Fact holds the lead in turn two, and heading down the back straightaway, U.S. and Budweiser right behind him. A heavy ocean mist settling down over Mission Bay. Look at that boat bounce off the water. The power of these craft, fantastic. A crowd of over 100,000 people watching the action on San Diego's Mission Bay. Foltz still holding a strong first. The body of water here completely man-made, made especially for the people of San Diego to enjoy, and especially perfect for unlimited hydroplane racing. Here comes the San Diego Mist in fourth place. Bardol with Freddie Alter driving, closing the gap. Both boats have been having some trouble, and Bardol moves past the San Diego Mist into fourth place. The scoring system, 400 points if you win a heat. 300 points for second, 225 for third, 169 for fourth, and 127 points for fifth. So finishing is very important. And to win the Gold Cup, you've got to finish all the heats. Total points for the day determines the winner. Tommy Foltz, first lap speed, 106.509 miles an hour. On the straightaway, he is beating 150, maybe 160 miles an hour. Running in second place, Miss U.S., closing on second, running very fast is the Miss Budweiser. Bill Sterrett challenging, charging for the points. He's in contention for both boat and driver championships. Look at it from overhead, and you can see the track left in the water by these unlimited hydroplanes. It's a big bump in the road for you if you're not out in front. There's the leader, Tommy Foltz. In second place, Bill Muncy. Now you see the Budweiser in third. Sterrett, a definite challenger at this point. He's flying. The points, they're important to him, especially with Bill Muncy ahead of him. This is a strong race for second place. Foltz is out in front, his boat running very well, considering this is the first race it's been in. And Sterrett trying to pass Muncy on the inside of the straightaway. He's got him! Miss Budweiser is now your second place boat. It looked like Muncy might be running more slowly as Sterrett passed him. There's the leader, Tommy Foltz, in pride of pay and pack. Bill Sterrett, by the way, on that last lap ran 2 miles an hour faster than the lead boat. So he is really pushing the Budweiser. 400 points at stake for first, 300 for second. And Miss Bardall with Fred Alter has hooked inside to the infield. He missed the buoy. He'll have to circle and come back outside or be disqualified. He makes the turn and he is back on the course okay. Now he must accelerate to join the field, but he cannot get the Bardall up and planing. The smoke coming out of the boat, and the Bardall goes dead in the water. Now we again check the leader, Tommy Foltz. You'll notice he checks over the left shoulder when he's coming out of a turn. He likes to know where the pursuers are. It looks as if Budweiser was trying to catch Foltz, went inside a buoy. He is not going back after it. The judges hold that he did not, or they did not see it. In all sports, the decision is up to the judges. Now headed for the finish line is the winner, and barring disaster, Tommy Foltz, in pride of pay and pack, will win it. And he does, waving to the crowd as he flashes over the finish line. And in second place, Miss Budweiser. Bill Sterrett will enjoy those 300 points for second. And third, Bill Muncy with 225 points. While the second set of 5 boats prepare for Heat 1B, let's talk to some of the drivers. We asked Bill Sterrett earlier about the tough competition that he's pulled in this first heat.
Yes, that reads like the final, but I've drawn those all year. I had the luck of the draw. I don't really mind that. I'd as soon have all the good boats, and then if you are fortunate enough to beat them, you're a step ahead of them in the points. So it has its advantages and disadvantages. You're going to have to run fast. You're going to have to beat them anyway if you're going to be victorious in the end.
65-year-old Walter Cade. Is there any difference driving these boats compared to the old days?
No, I think we worked harder back in those days. the boats are much harder to handle, and the engines, of course, we didn't have the horsepower. They didn't get up on top the way they do now. I think they're much easier to handle now than they were back in those days. Besides, the ride is much smoother. They just about kill you in some of those old hybrids.
Dean Chenoweth, what's it like driving here in San Diego?
Oh, San Diego definitely has a beautiful course. It's one of the better courses in our circuit. And the salt water plus the fact we're at sea level, all this together is just going to make a fantastic race and a very fast race.
Now let's return to the fast water of Mission Bay for the second heat of the Gold Cup. The boats drawn: Dean Chenoweth, Mers Special, Mr. Pease, Seaver Probe, Notre Dame, and your leader now with only 2.5 laps left. Jim McCormick driving Atlas Van Lines. Second, Notre Dame. Third, Mers. The Notre Dame is on the outside, trying to move up on Atlas Van Lines. McCormick's style seems to be to keep the Atlas as close to the buoy as possible. Make everybody run outside. Borgeson now moving up, trying for the pass. It's tough. Both boats really flying, and Ferguson gets him. Notre Dame moves into first place. Atlas Van Lines, playing it smart, however, slides right into second place and stays firm there. Both the boats very fast on the straightaway. McCormick waiting for Leaf to make a mistake. And Borgeson in some trouble in the turn. Looked like he might have hit the laughing gas a little too soon and lost control of it momentarily, but he's okay. The Atlas Van Lines, however, moves up and keeps the pressure on. Notre Dame is still the leader. The last lap, 109 plus miles an hour. The fastest lap of the day so far. Here's your third place boat, Mers Special. Earlier today, we asked driver Dean Chenoweth if he ever dreamed he'd be running in the Gold Cup with the National Drivers' Championship at stake.
Yes, it's a dream come true. We've had a little bad luck 7 weeks ago in Seattle. We all lost an awful big point bulge there. In fact, about 700 points. So our whole season's riding on today's race plus the Gold Cup.
Remember, Dean Chenoweth is third in this heat. He's leading in the Drivers' Championship. He's sharp. He'll pull his third, worth enough points to make a difference. There's a long afternoon ahead for these drivers. The smart ones will be the winners. Look at this. If this isn't racing, I don't think I've ever seen it. The Notre Dame cannot be any more than 3 seconds ahead of Atlas Van Lines. So let's see what happens. And the flag salutes the winner, Leif Borgeson. In second place, Jim McCormick in the Atlas Van Lines. And third place, Dean Chenoweth in Mers Special. The third heat coming up. Crews making quick changes, changing plugs, making sure everything is right. Crowd over 100,000, ready for more racing. The big clock starts the countdown. And look at the field, charge the starting line. Notre Dame on the outside, coming hard. It'll be close. Somebody jumped the start. The half-red clock indicating somebody was over the line too quick, and it had to be Notre Dame. So it automatically means Notre Dame is 1 lap behind. Technically, it has not even started the race. So the leader is Dean Chenoweth in Mers Special. Second is Pay and Pack. Third, 65-year-old Walter Cade. And last place, although he seems to be battling for first, is Leif Borgeson. Mears is flying. Chenoweth knows he had better stay out in front if he wants to get the important points. Tommy Foltz running a smart second. Borgeson knows that somebody jumped the clock, probably him. But what he is not sure of is whether or not somebody else went across the line too soon with him. If somebody did cross the line with him, it probably was Chenoweth. So he has to keep running with Mears and maybe run harder and get ahead so he can preserve the points. Chenoweth really pressing hard, and now Notre Dame is slowing down. And stop. And that's a tough place to stop because the field is behind him. Foltz is coming. No, Foltz is heading into the pit. Smoke, some fire. He is going to be out of it. That's the third boat out of this heat. First, Bill Muncie didn't make the race, then the Notre Dame, and now Tommy Foltz. And this should give an easy win to Dean Chenoweth in the Mears Special. Very quickly now, let's take a look at the next three heats. Heat 2A, won by Mears Special. Second place going to Xavier San Diego Mist. Heat 2B is won by Miss Budweiser, and the hectic national championship pace gets even hotter. Budweiser wins Heat 3A with Miss Bardall a distant second. This victory makes Miss Budweiser a cinch for the National Boat Championship. But there is still the driver's crown to win. Heat 3B goes to Pride of Pay and Pack, with second place to Atlas Van Lines after Mears Special blew an engine. With the final heat coming up next, we asked Jim McCormick, Dean Chenoweth, and Bill Sterrett what their strategy would be.
Well, I wish we had about 10 more points going into the final so we could win all the marbles with a win. We saved our only good, strong engine for the final lead, so the crew's making the change now, and we're going to go as fast as we can go. We're going to try to win
it. We've got a pretty tough race all the way. There's 5 boats in there. It's just going to be fantastic today, and they're going to be fast, and I think whoever gets the brakes, plus the fact some of the guys, we're going to have to make our own brakes, so it's just going to take a little bit more skill, and it's going to take a little bit more than what we've had to put forth all year long to win this one.
It appears on paper that all I have to do is finish now to win it. And we had a fresh engine for every heat. They put me in a fresh engine. Just doesn't look like there's too much could stand in their way. But the owner has already said he's going to, unless I agreed to run dead last this time, he's going to put in a substitute driver.
It's been a great day of racing here in Mission Bay, San Diego. The rooster tails have been flying. Now it's time for the final heat in the American Powerboat Association's $58,000 Gold Cup race. The boats are heading for the starting line. Bill Sterrett, Miss Budweiser, Dean Chenoweth, Mears Special, Jim McCormick, Atlas Van Lines, Tommy Foltz, Pay and Pack, Walt Cade, and San Diego Mist. It will be a good start. And grabbing the lead is Dean Chenoweth and Mears Special. Tommy Foltz is second. But now, being passed by Jim McCormick and Atlas Van Lines as they go for the first turn. Dean Chenoweth still fighting for the national driver's title, with Bill Sterrett has taken the lead. There he is in his distinctive, unusual, flat-nosed, unlimited hydroplane. Dean has nothing to lose and everything to gain by really letting it all hang out. He made a great flying start, and now I'm sure he's hoping Sterrett will break. Miss Budweiser really cooling it back in last place. All Bill Sterrett has to do is finish the race, and he has the Gold Cup wrapped up. He's already won national high points for boats, but the National Driver Championship is still on the line. And now Walt Cade suddenly moves into second place because Jim McCormick has pulled Atlas Van Line off inside the course, and he is out of the race. The only two boats that had an outside chance of winning this race have now left it: Bay and Pack and Atlas Van Line. And the Budweiser still cools it in the back of the pack. Here's a look at the driver and boat that are going to win this heat. You can really see why they call these craft hydroplanes. Look at all the daylight underneath the boat. Some of the drivers can take that wall of water kicked up by their propeller, called a rooster tail, and use it as a weapon. You dump it in somebody's lap, and it's like hitting a wall. If the boats finish this way, Dean Chenoweth will win the driver crown over Bill Sterrett. But there's Sterrett and Miss Budweiser passing Save Airs Miss and going up into second place. And that'll give Sterrett 100 more points for the entire season than Chenoweth. And will make Sterrett the national champion among all the drivers if he can hold second place. There's Sterrett with a Gold Cup in his pocket, along with the boat and driver championship. Quite an achievement for this boat and driver. Dean Chenoweth, in Mayor's Special, wins the final heat, but he finishes second in the national driver points. A great final effort for Mayor's Special. Here comes the 45-year-old Kentuckian Bill Sterrett, the big winner of this day. A beautiful day of racing by the world's fastest boat here in San Diego, California. Bill Sterrett and Miss Budweiser, the big winners of 1969.